Hey, I've got to tell you something real before we get into specs. This greeting isn't polished or rehearsed. It asks the kind of sincere hello you give when you read genuinely excited for someone you know is about to discover something special. You've probably heard the buzz about the Samsung 65-inch OLED S90F, and the moment you see it in your space, you'll know exactly why it sticks. Before we go deeper, take a second to check the current price and stalk through the link below. This model moves fast, and you don't want hesitation to cost you. This TV is for the person who has been living with bright spots, washed out darks, or motion that just never feels real, no matter how much you adjust settings. It is for the person who has outgrown compromise and has felt that quiet hit every time you glance at your screen and think, it just could be more. You aren't here because you resettling, you here because you finally deserve more. I remember clearly when I switched from my older LED setup to this OLED. It was like stepping out of a dim room into a space filled with depth and clarity I'd forgotten existed. Blacks weren't just darker, they were infinite. Colors didn't just pop, they breathed. Every frame felt intentional, alive, and rich in a way that pulls you into every moment. You'll feel it during late-night movie marathons where shadows suddenly have texture and subtlety instead of mush. You'll feel it during dawn light gaming sessions where fast motion stays sharp and fluid without blur. You'll feel it in everyday shows where shapes and faces stay crystal clear even in complex scenes. It's not a list of features. You'll feel it in your living room. If you're rewatching this thinking about price swings or stock changes, do yourself a favor and click now. TVs like this don't sit around, and every time you wait for the perfect moment, someone else snaps it up. I know there might be a voice in your head wondering if this is too much, but here's the twist. Once you've seen true OLED contrast, the dull wash of a lesser panel starts to feel empty. You start to notice it every time you look at another screen. That's the kind of loss aversion that doesn't go away. Owning this TV gives you this subtle, growing confidence every time you walk by it. You feel it when you dim the lights and watch a scene come to life. You feel it when the sound seems tied to motion instead of echoing from nowhere. You feel it when your guests ask, "Wow, what are you watching?" and you get to smile because you chose this. There are a few trade-offs to mention softly. If you are chasing ultra-bright HDR peaks like some extreme flagship LCDs can muster, you'll notice they push brightness in a different way. And if you're locked into a specific gaming ecosystem with exclusive features, make sure your gears sync the way you want. But at some point, you just choose the thing you already knew you wanted. Every comparison you make brings you back here. Every time you consider something weaker, you loop right back to this, because once you've lived with this level of performance, everything else feels like a step down. Don't let this be the upgrade you look back on and wish you did sooner. Click to check current pricing and availability and make the call with confidence. This isn't just a TV, this is the screen. You'll remember exactly how it made you feel